We are here on King Spotlight with Monarch head football coach Jeff Knarr. Coach, thank you for joining us again today.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, you got a big game this week with Lycoming College on the road. But before we get to that game, let's talk about last week's game where your Monarchs posted a very impressive 55-17 win over Misericordia University. How did it feel to get that first win of the season?
I felt great, and it was good for our kids because, again, they're working hard and great chemistry and leadership, and then see them get rewarded for the hard work and effort they put in, and the way they played. It was a complete game. All three phases had a factor and a hand in the game, so it was a satisfying victory for the guys.
Your offense had a real good day, racking up a total of 466 yards, including 341 rushing yards. In fact, the run worked so well that you really didn't need to pass. Your team threw the ball just 10 times in the game. Talk about what you accomplished during that game offensively.
Yeah, the goal offensively was we knew we felt we had to establish the run and take our run game to another level where we were getting some longer runs and be able to turn in a solid run into a big possible play from that standpoint. And we felt that would create opportunities to throw the ball, and we did that, and that helped limit the need to throw. Plus the wind was pretty windy, so two of the ways we obviously for two of the quarters it wasn't the greatest idea to throw into that wind from there, and so it was good that our run game kind of met the goals what we had, which was to be able to take it to another level and take some decent runs and turn them into great runs.
On the defensive side of the ball, your team allowed 240 yards of total offense to Misericordia. But the big number was that you held them to 47 rushing yards, and that was an area that you were very concerned with entering the game based on the running success you saw Misericordia have in previous games on film. Talk about your team's defensive effort.
Yeah, they met the goal. We told them the main goal was to stop the run and force them to throw. And then our D-line did a great job. Ronnie Garrett had his best game since coming back from missing all year with a knee injury. He was in the backfield. There was a lot of hits behind the line of scrimmage, and we didn't give them the cutback lanes and force them to throw the ball. And when you throw it, as many times as they did, they're going to make some plays from there. But again, the number one goal defensively was to stop the run, make them one-dimensional, and our guys did a great job in doing that.
Looking ahead to this coming week's schedule, your team travels to Williamsport to face traditional MAC contender Lycoming College. Lycoming is currently 3-1 overall, but they're 3-0 in the MAC. After losing their season opener 24-2 to Brockport State, the Warriors have rattled off 3 wins in a row. Knowing the tradition Lycoming has, do you guys enter the week of practice feeling like you have to strap on those helmets a little bit tighter?
Yeah, we know, again, obviously we're stepping up, a big level in competition from, a brand new program to, a program as rich in tradition and success that Lycoming has. And we're hopefully build off of the confidence that our kids, picked up from the last game and kind of pick up where we left off. And they're excited about the opportunity to go ahead, square up with one of the better teams in the MAC.
Lycoming's offense is very balanced. They average 355.5 yards per game. They average 145.2 rushing yards and 147.2 passing yards. Your thoughts about what the Warriors do on the offensive side of the ball?
They are very balanced. They use a ton of formations and move guys around, and then try to create off balance for the defense and rely on what's working at that point in time. So their goal is to have a balanced offense. You can see that on film, and they've done a great job with it. They're running the ball well. They have 2 very good running backs to get that done, and their sophomore quarterback can make plays with his feet, and as well with his arm. He's very dangerous when he gets outside the pocket, running the ball and then making plays in the pass game, and then the multiple formations they have, give you a headache as well.
Their 2 running backs, as you stated, are Craig Needhammer and Parker Showers. Needhammer has 217 yards on 58 carries, while Showers is nearly identical with 203 yards also on 58 carries. What kind of running backs are those? Are they very similar in style, or do they bring something different to the table?
I mean, pretty much, I think, similar in style, and they play, they use them both, interchangeably, so they really, obviously, it's like 1 and a 1A type situation, I think, with them. Parker's maybe the taller, lanker, maybe more athletic kind of guy, from there, and Needhammer's a little bit more of the stocky, guy that maybe can get, more of the tough yards, but, they're pretty much the same, very productive, see the holes well, good speed, good vision. They're both quality backs in the MAC.
What will your defense need to do in order to contain the Lycoming offense?
From there, again, play our 111th and be consistent and not let all the motions and trades and understand that what sets they're getting in, what plays Lyco has the hardest from there, and then just be consistent and make plays on the ball from there, and try to keep them from breaking out a big play, keeping the quarterback in the pocket from there, and that'll help control what he can do from making huge plays with his feet or scrambling around and making plays with his arm from there. So kind of control the run game and then keep the quarterback in the pocket, and then make plays when plays are available to be made.
The Lycoming defense, meanwhile, has allowed 292 yards per game. They are allowing 242 yards passing, but just 113 rushing yards. Their defense has also been very successful behind the line of scrimmage, registering 30 tackles for losses after just 4 games. Talk about that unit and what they do to be successful.
I mean, their defense is very impressive. They're very physical. They run the ball well. They all tackle extremely well. Their D line, I think, is the best in the conference from there. And 41, he may be the best D lineman in the conference. I mean, they're strong, but they're explosive and quick. And they're number 20, the middle linebacker is what you want in a middle linebacker. He can cover D gap to D gap. Very athletic. And runs the ball, well from there. So we have to, fire off the ball, stay on our blocks, stay on the first level, and work to the second level, and not come off our blocks soon from there. And hopefully we can establish the run, a little bit better. We did a decent job last year with that, and then we have to throw the ball better. Last year we struggled to throw against them, and if we can get the run going, use some play action, hopefully, do enough there to create opportunities, in the pass game to move the ball against a very tough defense.
Coach, after 4 games, how do you rate your team's progress so far?
I think we thought that first half against FDU, and we've kind of made that steady incline where we're improving and getting better. A lot of young guys are playing and they're getting experience and reps, and we're starting to see them improve and make plays. Our young DBs did a really good job of attacking the football on Saturday and contending passes from there. We got some really good pressures. When we were calling our pressures on their quarterback. We held the run well, and offensively, our O-line, took the run game to another level. They were very physical, knocking people down. Our running backs were better with their reads, hitting things from there. Our receivers did a good job blocking, and then we could continue. We really didn't have to emphasize the pass game, but that's the thing where we've improved everywhere else. We want to see where we are in the pass game and try to improve there heading into Saturday. But overall, we think we're definitely a better football team than we were when we started. And that's the goal, is to get better every day and every week. And we're taking those steps, and we're going to have a great test Saturday.
Well, Coach, that is all the time we have for today. The Monarchs will be on the road Saturday to face Lycoming College in Williamsport at 1:30 p.m. Coach, once again, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.